Tomorrow, the match is at neither. The match is, in fact, at Dubai. Looking like the fairest surface at this point in time, I think, out of the three. It's not much to pick from. One is bowler central. Like today, we saw Abu Dhabi. Help for the bowlers. Can't say bowler central. The other, well, the bowlers might as well miss the bus in Sharjah because there's no point even showing up to the ground. But Dubai, fair call. It's sort of the fairest kind of surface.
Yeah, it seems that way. Nice, decent sized ground. The wicket has played probably the best of all the three we've seen. And also the dew factor, according to Bommy and the commentators, is least affected at that ground. So I think there'll be a lot of teams looking forward to getting there. Rajasthan, will be interesting to see how they adjust. It is a different thing to come off a ground where you just stand and deliver and chip everything over the boundary, and then all of a sudden you're faced with new dimensions. You're faced with a completely different surface. How do you adapt? And that's what T20 cricket and the IPL is all about, always having to adjust to different conditions on the day, making sure you get the right combinations, and your star players are key to be able to adjust their own games to what they face on the day.
Well, I'm keen to see how the Rajasthan batters go in a slightly different ground, right? In a slightly bigger ground, little less helpful to the batsmen. It's a good challenge.
As am I. I am interested in seeing how they play it. Having practice, so maybe before game one, it wasn't a case of let's practice getting the ball over the ropes, kind of ball after ball after ball. But having played game one at Sharjah, and Sanju Samson just deposited everything everywhere, and then only just defended it, Chennai got 200 in chasing 214. So, they struggled. They kind of, this is getting close. And Chennai had a poor chase. Going into game two, it was a case of, how are we going to go here? And Rahul and Agarwal smash it everywhere. You have no choice. Now you must hit it out the ground. And I didn't mean Rahul Tewatia, by the way. But you then smash it out the ground because now you must. And then you come to Dubai. I say come because I'll be here.
You're there to welcome them.
I'll be there waiting to welcome them. Now you've got to decide. Which do I hit, which do I not? The saving grace, I think, is that the surface is true up, but we don't know where we'll be on that square, whether we'll be back towards the center or we'll be to one side or the other. Yeah, when it's in the middle, as was the first couple of games, it's got a bit of pace on it, or it had. As we go on, it might have less and less, but it had some nice pace on it. Faster bowlers were happy, so interested to see if Archer will be okay there. But you can also play your shots. If it's in the slot, it does go out the ground there as well. So, yeah, there will be a lot of decisions to make for one side. KKR is also a good side.
Let's have a look at the Kolkata squad. There it is. The strength, and we keep talking about it, Polly, the strength of this squad is the options that DK has. He can play 7 proper bowlers, right? And the fact is that from his top 6, he gets a wicketkeeper and he gets 6 overs from his top 6. That's gold.
It is. I mean, there's a nice balance to it. But if I'll be totally honest, I would think there are more questions about their ability and the players at this stage. Nareen hasn't come really good at the top of the order. Gill hasn't really got going. The captain, Karthik, hasn't reached his straps as yet. You've got someone with all the experience and brilliant captain ability of Morgan sitting next to him, helping with giving advice. So, I mean, it was a comfortable win, their second one. They didn't have to chase much, so no pressure whatsoever. But I still think they're battling to find out. Russell hasn't really kicked into gear as yet. I'm sure we'll see some fireworks from him at some stage. But, I think they've got more questions for me than Rajasthan. I think Rajasthan are pretty settled, know what they're about and what they're going to go with and almost what we can expect from them. Kolkata, for me, still, I'm waiting to see a few questions answered.
Interesting. But, Pommy, the questions, yes, the worries are there. But do you see any personnel change?
For Kolkata?
Yes.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think they would have been happy with what they did in the previous game. I liked that Morgan and Shubman Gill together seemed calm and composed under the circumstances because they could be. And it's this thing about reading situations and doing what's required in the situation. With the experience that there is of Morgan in that middle order, I think that helps them a great deal. He also possesses the big hitting necessary. And so you think who comes after him in Andre Russell? Does he have the form and so forth? There are questions, yes, but I think you're okay if as you go along, you can just get the machine turning around. They have the tools, I think. Fast bowling and batting. I think they have the tools, and over time, they might well be able to kind of get going. It's a big statement, I know, but I say it because I like their side too. I just like their side. It looks a decent side.
Let's have a look at the Rajasthan team. Look good so far. They have. Yes, they have. There they are. My question to both of you gentlemen is, because I think that Butler and Samson should be opening, where do you stand? Polly, you go first.
No.
You like?
I'm going to agree with you.
You don't need to. No.
I mean, he's the form player, isn't he? I mean, Samson, there's no doubt he's the form player. And he's played 2 great knocks on a ground where it's pretty easy just to chip it. I still think he's got some game plans to come right at the bigger grounds, and I'm sure he'll work it out as he goes along. But I'm happy with their setup for now. I think having Steve there is a good option.
For me?
Yeah, I don't mind Steve Smith up at the front. I like that he decides he's going to, go in and set the tone. I don't have an issue at all with that. I think also in terms of following up, Samson has shown that he's able to adapt himself, whether he starts or whether he bats at 3. He's able to adapt himself and go. Maybe it is that Steve Smith feels that he is unable to, get into gear as quickly. It just looks like Samson can walk in and smash it. First ball, bang, out the ground. He's able to do it, and some batsmen take some time to get going. So you don't lose anything as well, I don't think, if you have Smith and Butler at the top. If anything, you're gaining in that if they get off to a really good start and they bat a really long time, you know that you're going to be going at a rate of knots. So yeah, I don't think there's any issue in that. You change it if you want, you don't change it if you don't want. And it doesn't, I don't think it really does make a difference. I genuinely don't. I wouldn't change it though.